Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about something today that can truly support you in many different ways. Good chance that you've heard this term before and aren't really 100% sure what it is, how it works. I get it. I'm in that category as well. But we're going to learn a lot about reflexology today and so much more. She is a wellness professional. She's also an equine assisted learning and a coach as well. And she's back with us just so much. Alex Dunn is back on the program with us. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you today? It's been a while.
Been a while. Been a while.
A lot's happened since it's a whole new year. A lot's happened since then. So yeah.
I'm so gratified to have you back and also dig into this whole thing called reflexology. Now, when I say that word, the first thing I think of is feet. Am I right in going there?
You are right in going to your feet. Yeah. There's other areas in the body as well, like your ears and your hands, but your feet have a bigger surface area to work on.
How does that work? And we'll go for foot massages at various places. Yeah, a good chance they're not doing reflexology unless they're truly certified in it. But we've seen those, on the wall, the big posters with the diagrams of,
I've got one up here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now. Okay. How the foot correlates to other parts of the body. I find it fascinating. What is going on there for unprofessionals like us?
Okay. So every single part of your body is reflected in reflex points, and we use the feet. Like I said, it's a bigger surface area to work on, and this dates back BC, like 10, so many years. It's been going around the world for such a long time. So every single thing in the body, from the endocrine system, from the musculoskeletal to the organs, everything is reflected. And like I said, I use the feet. So if you imagine, imagine your feet are together, your big toes, that's your head, and then your sort of head area, and then working out, you worked out towards your shoulders to your little toe, and then down the spine line is from the toe all the way down to your heel on both feet, and then everything correlates. So it's a specific routine. Sorry.
Can we do it ourselves? Like, let's, we're not certified in this, but
it's so much nicer going to somebody else. And it's quite hard to get. You can do your hands, but it's not, because then you're relaxing, you're doing the breathing, you're usually on a heated, massage table. It's the whole thing. So it's all about the self-care. So yes, you can do it yourself, you can get your partner to do it, but there are contraindications to reflexology. So you always need to check certain whether like the heart reflexes and things like that, because you don't want to be poking around too much and stimulating your heart, things like that. So,
all right, not to scare anyone, but can you do the negative as opposed to doing the positive by touching certain points on the bottom of your feet?
Not really. No, I don't think so. It's just, it depends. If you're really, really poking and prodding, then if you don't know what you're doing, but if it's gentle movements, absolutely, it's always relaxing and calming and self-care. But if you're like I said, poking and prodding in there, I'd maybe go and see a professional if you're poking and prodding. But gentle strokes and gentle massage, absolutely. Yeah.
What would you say is the one or two most impactful things that can be addressed from the bottom of our feet?
Oh my gosh, stress,
wow.
anxiety. I have helped quite a few women with, infertility. So in fact, I just had a phone call this morning from a lady who I saw a couple of months ago, and she's pregnant. So that was a very exciting phone call I got this morning. So she's like, "You're miracle workers. It's a miracle." So yeah, stress. Oh my gosh, everything.
Tap the brakes.
Absolutely.
I got to go back to
I know it's so broad, but literally it helps with everything.
Fertility. So you're saying that you worked with a woman. Was it the goal of being fertile? Like she said, I want to have a baby. and you said, okay, let's work on that? Or was that just an offshoot of a session or two?
Hormone things going on. So I just help balance all the hormones. Well, no, just about I balance the hormones. I work the foot as a whole, but I spent extra time balancing hormones and calming certain areas down. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Completely amazing. Where did your affinity for this come? Not everybody wants to touch somebody else's feet.
No, exactly. And I do specify clean feet, and I've got wet wipes and everything like that. But people are very, very good making, coming with clean feet. But no, absolutely, because some people are like, you're not touching my feet. So I totally get that. I can do the hands and the ears as well. I always finish with the hands and ears at the end of a session because that's super relaxing as well. But I trained 25 years ago in the UK. So the training in the UK is really, really in depth. It was like a 2-year training, very, very in depth. And I like being holistic. So I'm a counselor and coach as well. And with counselling and coaching, it's all in your head. You're talking and talking and talking. It's cognitive. But with reflexology, you hold things in your body, and reflexology can help bring it out. So I offer a double length session with counselling or coaching with reflexology after, because we're doing the talking, holding in our body, and then reflexology helps release that.
Is it only
so that's
the
why I
feet?
just do the whole thing. Is it? Sorry.
Only the feet.
Do hands as well. Lots of people just say, I'm not too sure about my feet. Can you just do my hands?
This
So, yeah,
this is
hands as well.
on topic but off topic. Some people, you can't even touch their feet. They just laugh.
Yeah. So I've had lots of people say, I've got really ticklish feet, but because your pressure is so consistent, it doesn't tickle. Yeah.
Interesting.
But you
Wow.
do have reactions. I do have, because people do have reactions when I do reflexology, and some people are crying, and some people are laughing, some people are yawning, some people's tummy is grumbling, some people feel waves of heat. It's all a release. Some people do big sighs. So even if you're laughing, it's still a release. It's not because it's ticklish. It's because they say, no, it's not tickling. I just can't stop laughing. It's just a release.
Thanks for explaining that, because now I have a clearer picture. You're putting pressure, just light, but it's there
Like with
in
your
different
thumb.
points.
Like
Right.
a creeping motion, use a bit of oil or cream, whatever it is, and use your thumb, and it's use other fingers as well, but predominantly your thumb, a creeping motion up the foot, and then you press on certain reflexes. Yeah. And if you feel a lot of tension or build up in one area, you want to go a little bit deeper because you want everything flowing through the body. So there's a build up. So you just want to sort of help eliminate some of that build up. It's usually along the spine line where people's backs are sore.
Can you feel those issues, those buildups, those things like that when you're working with someone?
Yeah. And if people have got a lot of energy, then you can feel it in my hands. My hands are really tingly because I can feel they've got lots of energy. So I need to help calm things down and do some balancing.
I'm fascinated how this works, because we've heard about this for so many years. I mean, since a kid, I've heard of what can be done, the word reflexology. How about some of those other things where there was a very favorable outcome? We talked about infertility and somebody to have a baby because of this. Any other things that stand out where somebody is healed or just to move their life forward?
Yes, often the two go hand in hand with counselling or coaching and the reflexology. But people who are feeling really stuck in their lives, or people with high anxiety, it really helps with anxiety, calming everything down. Yeah.
So you're a
So,
personal development coach as well, right?
yeah, I do that. I love doing the whole thing. I love combining the counselling, coaching, and reflexology. And if people aren't comfortable with just sitting in a room talking, I take them outside. Let's go for a walk. Let's go and see the horses. Let's go for a walk in nature. Let's go to the woods. Because everyone's
When
different. Everyone's unique and different. Some people will love to sit in a counselling room and sit and talk. Other people need to be by a river and throw rocks. Other people want to, which I do. Other people want to go and see the horses. Some people want Zoom. I do lots of Zoom as well.
Well, you just opened the door to Equine, so
Mhm.
let's go there.
Open the stable gate.
Tell me about that. Give me that title again. You are an equine assisted
So,
learning and wellness. coach?
Yeah, the titles change. So we're looking more to facilitating, so equine facilitated development. So different countries in the UK where I trained and worked alongside an amazing lady, it was therapeutic horsemanship. So different countries have different names. But yeah, horses are amazing teachers. Have you been around horses much at all?
Not a lot, but
Mm,
I've picked up on an interesting energy from them.
yeah, because they're
Uh,
picking up on your energy.
yes. And
Mm,
I've heard many stories of how they're way smarter than we give them credit for, and
mhm,
how they can read every person around them,
yeah.
even to the point I met somebody years ago that pretty much does what you do, or therapy for horses. And the horse knows this could be a horse that is, temperament is, don't really want to be too close to this horse. When she shows up, the horse knows that she's there to help the horse and just releases and lets her do her job. It's
Mm.
fascinating. Why do you think horses are so tuned into energy?
They've got their like electromagnetic field is 4 or 5 times bigger than ours. So they pick up on the nuances. They pick up on every single thing around them, and it's for their survival as well. But when I walk up to horses, if I'm not having the greatest day, which happens to all of us, not having the greatest day, horses can pick up on that. And like it happened last week, I was like, oh gosh, a tough day with things. And one of the horses came up and was licking and chewing and did not leave my side. And horses licking and chewing is a sign that they're actually a little bit uncomfortable and they're processing themselves. So they're processing my energy. And then a lot of yawning happened, which was the horse releasing. Um, but that horse, although uncomfortable with how I was feeling, picking up on what I was feeling, still stayed with me. And then it went and had a roll and then shook. So, do you ever see? I think we might have touched on this last time, shaking like animals shake, and it's to release energy. As humans, if we just something happens to us and we just give a bit of a shake or a lot of a shake, and shake it off, it really helps release from it getting stored in our body. So from just watching how the horse was, releasing the energy it was picking up from me, just having a roll and then a shake after, and then the yawning and licking, it was just incredible. So I always say thank you to the horses. In some of my sessions, I had one gentleman, and all the people that come to me are incredible humans. One gentleman came to me, and it was the first session. So we always do a safety talk, and we had a herd of 12, and the horses were right up at the top of the field, and they came down to him. We're the other side of the fence, and 11 out of the 12 lay down. So to the other side of the fence, we're all looking at him. And one horse always stands up to keep guard over the other horses lying down. And I've never, ever seen that before.
Wow.
And then this person started telling me about their story, and they had the weight of the world on their shoulders. They were exhausted, and the horses picked up on that. But I've had the opposite as well, that people have come and the horses have been galloping around, and the horses we use are very calm. So you see the horses galloping around. So I said to this gentleman, I said, what is it you're needing right now? He said, I need to run. And that's what the horses were picking up on. So him and I went for a run together to get rid of what he was holding on to. But although we went for a run, it was like, okay, let's run as if you're in the present moment, because he had lots of trauma. So I didn't want him to go back to that trauma. So let's, it's a whole big thing before we ran. It's like, you're going to run, but stay in the present moment. Notice what's around you. Notice me running beside you. And then after he'd come back for his run, we did the grounding, and the horses were all calm. So the horses, just watch the horses. They're great teachers. They're incredible teachers.
It's amazing. And to your point, I know we skimmed this last time, way back when we got together,
Mm-hmm.
but the shaking off the energy, my dog does that
Mm-hmm.
always, always, always when he comes in from the outside to the inside. And it was my belief that, oh, well, his fur is just kind of matted from the wind or whatever it might be, and he's just trying to put it in place. But no, as I learned from you, that he is shaking off the energy of the outside to the
Mm-hmm.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just found myself doing the same. Like if I'm just in a situation trying to process something, nobody has to be around. I'll just go like, I think like almost like a reset button. Let me reset that for a second. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we learn from, we are animals, but we
Yeah.
learn from animals what
Learn
supports.
from them. Just watch them, observe them, and just notice what they're doing, and then notice what's going on for you. If animals are doing things, okay, what's going on for me right now? Why is the change? What's going on? You know, what are they picking up on from me? Mm.
Would you say, based on everything you've learned, your journey, your experience with all of this with horses, would you say that you can communicate with horses?
Can I communicate with horses? Some people literally know what horses are thinking. I watch body language and pick up on body language and watch them reflect back with us. So not on a deep level, no, but I can. I'm learning to pick up on what they're asking for and what they're needing. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And likewise,
Mm.
I've been experimenting with that with my pets, 2 cats and a dog, and I will send them messages. And I know, woo woo moment, everybody. I know some people could be hearing
Mm.
this and thinking, "Oh, those two are a little crazy." No, no. People learn animal communication, teach animal communication, but I've experimented with it, and I have found it was very beneficial. I can be with
Mm.
my dog. There's been moments where I'm in a rush. I'm walking him. I got to get going. I'm waiting for him to go to the bathroom. It gets to a point where I will send a signal, just say to him in my mind, I need you to go to the bathroom now. We need to go. Daddy's got to
Mm.
go. I'm on my way. And all of a sudden he goes to the bathroom. I'm like, fantastic. Coincidence? Maybe. Some could say that. The timing, just too
Mm.
too close for me to accept that.
Yeah.
And there's been other scenarios and situations too, even where one of my animals got injured, and I sent a signal telepathically, if you will, um, to show them that I'm there for you. It's going to be okay. I got your back. We're going to be all right.
Mhm.
And this is just like literally a month ago,
Yeah.
and it has flipped around. This cat has was injured. I helped it. It is now the mushiest cat around. And it just like a complete 180.
Yeah.
Complete.
Yeah.
It's
Set
almost
the
as if
intention.
it
Yeah.
picked up
Set the
on the
intention.
message like, oh, all
Right.
right, this guy that feeds me every day, he's good. He's taking care of
Yeah.
me, and
Mhm.
I can be close to him. And this is a cat that's like 2.5 years
Mhm.
old.
Yeah.
Usually they're stuck in their ways, but he's super mushy. I kiss him on the head now.
Yeah.
Never would be able to do that with him.
No.
Um, how do you support others when we say equine assisted? Is it therapy? What's going on there?
Some people call it therapy. I'm a counsellor as well, and a coach, so I can go more into the therapy side. But you have lots of people that they call themselves equine assisted facilitators or equine assisted learning. But the horses are the teachers, and the people that come to us learn through the horses. Where we are just the kind of in the background more, just helping them and observing and giving some feedback if needed, and just letting the session evolve. Like, I never think, oh, this session I'm gonna have this exercise set up with the horses, or this or this or this. I never do that, because when people come to see me, we do the grounding exercises, the brain
Mm,
body connection, if if they're able to do that, and then we set the intention. And it's not my session. I'm not going to say, okay, now we're going to talk about this, or now we're going to groom a horse, or now we're going to do this, because then it's not about me. It's about that participant, and it's about the horse. It's not about me. I'm just there to just, I'm just there.
mm.
Mhm.
You said the word grounding, and
Mhm.
you referred to the principle of it in other ways
Mhm.
a few times since we got together today. For anybody that doesn't know what grounding is and how important it is, can you please explain?
So many of us are in our heads a lot of the time. Of course, we need to be. We're in our heads a lot of the time, and we can forget about the brain and body connection. We can forget about the body. So when we're feeling really, really stressed in our brain, it's really good. Simple exercise. Everybody, you can practice it now. Everybody, you can place your feet flat on the floor. Unless you're driving, please don't practice it if you're driving. Place your feet flat on the floor and just wiggle your toes. Really simple, and notice what you can feel under your toes. If you've got socks on, or if you're on the grass, or if you're barefoot, if you've got a carpet floorboard, just notice, because it brings your attention back down into your body. And it's great doing this outside in nature. on grass with bare feet is wonderful. It really grounds you into the earth. It just helps you bring your awareness back down into your body. And then after that, you can do some nice big deep belly breaths. So not the up and down breathing we do so often, but the big diaphragm breathing, so your belly's coming out, diaphragm breathing. And I suggest 4, 4, and 8. So you're breathing in for 4, and you hold for 4, and you breathe out for 8. If you can't manage 8, breathe out for 5 and build up. Because if you breathe out for double the amount of time you breathe in, it activates and engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calm, it's the rest and digest, quicker than if you breathe in and out the same amount of time. And then you'll notice your shoulders. It's a whole big sort of exercise I can do.
I learned something here I never knew or realized, and I want you to say it again. The amount of time with the breath in, the breath out. Please say that again.
So the 4, 4, and 8 breathing, there's lots of different types of breathing. And if you Google it, it's a rabbit hole. It's a real rabbit hole of different breaths. So I keep it really simple, and I do 4, 4, and 8. So in for 4, and then you hold for 4. And then if you can, you breathe out for 8. If you can't breathe out for 8, breathe out for 5. And then slowly build up. And if you can breathe out for longer than 8, brilliant. But breathing out, for double the amount of time you breathe in, really activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest, the calming. There's scientific evidence. I'm completely dyslexic, lots of long words, so I can't, but there is scientific evidence to support that.
But there's always a difference between the in and the out breath, and I never knew really that it made that much of a difference. 4, 4, 8.
I do 4, 4, and 8, but there's other people that do different things. And then I always invite, and it's always an invitation. I always invite people when they're fully grounded and fully relaxed and shoulders relaxed, because I do a whole body, brain body connection scan as well. It's breathe in everything that brings you love and light and joy, all the glimmers in your life, breathe that in, and breathe out all the heavy stuff. Breathe out all the stuff you're holding on to, all the heavy, all the darker stuff.
It's all about the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in my journey. That's what I'm learning. No matter what you do, it's the intention that you put in that's going to provide you with the outcome.
Exactly.
Right down to, I would sage with an actual sage stick and light it and everything. Just clean energy. But as I understand it, you could, I used to use sage spray. Was it 100% organic sage? Probably not. But it's the intent that you put into the spray. Wow.
Exactly. Where do you want your power to go? Do you want your power to go to the big heavy thoughts, or do you want your power to go to the positive?
Thank you for today. I'm serious. I really appreciate it. I've learned so much, and all of this stuff I've heard of, but I never knew what the impact was on the 4, 4, and 8. And like you said, like rabbit hole going down there in terms of,
that's right. I keep it simple.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I think I checked out. I checked out until just now on the breathing thing. And yes, the 8 can be a little challenging, to let a breath out in 8 seconds.
Set yourself up for success. Do 4, 4, and 5.
Yeah, as long as it's longer than
the
breath
yourself
in.
up. Set yourself up for success every time.
Alex, what's the best way to find you if somebody wants to learn more, discuss any of this? You have so many different things that you offer. If it resonates, how do we find you?
So as I've moved companies, I've started off completely by myself. So you can see me on Facebook and Instagram, and just search up Alexandra Dunn Wellness. I haven't got a website yet. I'm in the process of that, but just search up Alexandra Dunn Wellness, and you'll find me and drop me a DM. It'd be lovely to hear you.
And by the way, for everybody, Dunn is Dunn.
Dunn. Yeah, Alexandra Dunn, Dunn Wellness.
Fabulous talking with you. Thank you for everything that you do and what you provided today. And looking forward next time we get together.
Yeah, looking forward to it too. You
Appreciate
be kind to yourself and look out for your glimmers.
Absolutely. 4, 4, and 8. Now it's etched in my mind. I guarantee you I'll be doing that multiple times today. Not even kidding. I really am. Now that I understand it. Terrific. All right. We'll catch up soon.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.